Oh, Spicy and
Welcome back,
Stewart.
gentlemen, to the Jersey Boys podcast. Say
What up? What
hello,
up? What
Michael Ricciardi
up?
and Wilmer Torres.
What's up? What's up? What's up,
What's
everybody?
up?
Let's
What's
get
up?
this shit fucking cracking.
All right,
About that fucking
let's get
time.
right into the first fight before you guys start talking way too much shit off air. So Eric Spicely and Darren Stewart. I'll give you a little breakdown. Eric Spicely on DraftKings is 8.7K. Darren Stewart on DraftKings is 7.5K. Where do you think this is going? Whoever wants to start first.
Go ahead, Mike.
Probably to the ground. The one, Splicely. I was watching him in his other fights. His last like two fights, he just looked like he has no tank, like no gas tank whatsoever. Um, they both look like they're. I don't know. I just don't think Splicely got no tank. You like him. I like Stewart. I was watching the fights the other day. I'm bringing it up now, but that's where I want to go with it. Tell me a couple things that I don't know right now.
All right, I'll give you a couple things because again, if you think it's going to go to the ground, then you're talking Eric Spicely. Eric Spicely is a BJJ black belt.
Yes.
He actually went to the ground with Antonio Carlos Jr. Antonio Carlos Jr. obviously is a Brazilian black belt, but he's of the highest degree. Like he wins tournaments in high level BJJ. Like we're not talking about any slouch here. And then you got Darren Stewart, who he likes to go for takedowns. I don't think that's going to be his approach here because if he does that, he's obviously bringing the fight to the ground. I think he's bringing it into right where Eric Spicely wants to be. But by the same token, Stewart does have a very good stand-up game. But I also agree with what you said about Spicely. He does gas out, but I think Stewart gasses out too. So I think that these guys need to figure out what they're going to do in like the first 7-8 minutes of this fight. Personally, I think Stewart's going to try to throw some bombs early. I think Spicely's going to get it to the ground, and I think Spicely's going to finish by submission. That's what I think is going to happen. So, Mike, you're going with Stewart?
Stewart 3 rounds goes to decision. No question.
I think you're completely out of your mind right now.
You know what? I kind of agree with him. I mean, even though they're both coming off losing streaks, they're not looking especially good. Stewart. Yo, they're not. Stewart is especially he's got his last.
I believe they're 0-5 in their last 5 fights combined.
Correct. Absolutely right. 0-5. So this is kind of probably the shit fight of the night. You know what I mean? But I think I agree with you, Mike. I think Stewart is gonna.
It's just because Stewart can throw.
Right. I mean, again, I'm a BJJ fanatic. Don't get me wrong, but just doing my research on their fucking last upcoming, their past fights. Yeah, it's a little suspect there, buddy.
Yeah, the last both. Listen, I watched both of those last 2 fights, and I couldn't believe as I was watching the fights that I was watching tape on these guys. I was like, these guys are like, there wasn't a lot going on. I mean, listen, I'm no expert by any means, even close, like not even close, man. Like I started hitting the bag like 2 months ago, like kickboxing, boxing, all that crazy shit. But like, I'm far from an expert. But look, man, they look like no tanks.
What? I'm gonna take it a step further. And the next step I'm going to take it is the over-under in this fight is 1.5 rounds. So, again, I think it's priced perfect. It's basically a 50-50 bet over-under. It's minus 115, minus 105. If you think it's going to go to decision, obviously take the over. I mean, you're basically getting money on the over.
I like the over in that fight, period. I don't think you need to pick a winner. You don't need to pick a winner. You just take the over.
Just take the over? Nah, fuck it. I got Stewart in the fucking second round knockout.
I tell you what's that I do like is this fight not to start the third round.
Really?
I like this fight not to I don't think it's getting to the third round. You're telling me you got 2 guys with bad gas tanks. Yes. They're both 0 between the two of them, they're 0-5. This fight is not lasting 3 rounds.
Someone's gonna come out swinging for the fucking gusto, or what's his name? Spicely.
I think Spicely gets it to the ground.
Attacks him on the ground, right? But I think he's gonna get caught trying to go for a takedown.
Well, I'll put it to you.
I got
Stewart. And you're going against me, and I think you're both going to be wrong.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
You gotta have your own opinion. You gotta have your own opinion.
Oh yeah. Your opinions are fucking terrible. All right, so
Steve, your opinion is shit though right now. So fuck you.
Yeah, we're gonna win this one. Well, I'm telling you right now.
I got you.
I'm the only one
that's spoken, so
that may be why you guys something's going in your head right now.
Yeah, baby.
Right, so let's move on out of this fight. The next fight, Manny Bermudez and David Grant. That fight was canceled. Just came out today that fight was canceled. So now we go to a fight
the reason?
Fight of the night. We have Jason Knight and Marwan Amirkhani.
Man, that's a fucking hard last name to pronounce. Good job.
Yeah, it is. And I'll be honest with you, I think Jason Knight is in a good spot here, but I'll let you guys fight it out before I get involved. Jason Knight is minus 150, and Akwan Marikani is plus 130. So what do you guys think about this fight?
Well, you gotta go first on this one. I'm just double checking one thing I have.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, what's his name? Jason Knight's last 4 fights, he's 2-2, 2 losses, 2 wins.
Yeah, he lost his last 2 fights. 2 fights ago, he got knocked out.
Yes, he did. 2 fights ago.
And then his last fight, he lost to Gabriel Benitez, who we actually watched. We watched him fight last week. He's the one who had the first round. The guy who dropped the other guy on his head. Forget the guy who was fighting, but he dropped him on his head. That was Benitez.
He's the one that slammed him. That's right.
Yeah, slammed him on his head last week.
That was actually a real nice fucking move. Real nice.
Now, that being said, Jason Knight had either bronchitis or like strep throat when he fought Benitez.
For that one,
don't get me wrong. Benitez, beat him decisively 3 rounds. In his interview today, they had the open interviews today over in Liverpool, and Jason Knight basically said middle of the first round he gassed out. And if you watch the fight, obviously he gassed out middle of the first round. So what do you think? Picks?
I'm going with fucking Finland's boy. What's his name? Amirkhani? Yeah. I'm going with Amirkhani. I'm going with the foreigner. The foreigner. I mean, again, they both lost their last fights. So who's fucking hungry? Who's more hungry?
Method of victory.
Submission.
You know what? I say decision.
Decision? Yes. Mike, what do you got?
Jason Knight submission.
Knight submission. I'm going to go Knight by decision.
Damn,
is my preferred play here. Right now on DraftKings, Jason Knight is 8.3K. I think is a great play on DraftKings. Just to go back to that last fight, Spicely and Stewart. I think they're, depending on how many lineups you play, I think they're both great plays on DraftKings. I think that's going to be a finish fight, especially with the over-under being set at 1.5 rounds, and that basically, being a 2-to-1 bet. So you're basically getting your money back if no matter which way you go, if you get that one right. So I would say that's going to finish early. So I think that's definitely a GPP fight. I think this one is more of a cash fight. I think Jason Knight's going to get it done. But it's basically where the price is. I think it's going to basically return his value. You guys like this for a bet? Minus 150 on Knight, plus 130 on Amirkhani?
Nope.
I mean, it's not one of the ones. It's not one of the ones I would be going after. But gun to my head, I would take Knight. I mean,
Finland.
I've seen Knight fight before, man. Knight's a fighter, bro. He ain't going down.
No, these guys both bring it. This is going to be a good fight. I mean, this could be fight of the night, especially if we get a dud in the main event. This could be fight of the night.
Oh boy,
stop! Stop
really,
talking shit early.
That's not going to happen.
He really just said that.
He did.
100%. It could. It's more likely to be a dud.
You know what? It's fucked up because the last time we talked about a fight that was going to be a dud, it was a fucking dud. You had mentioned it. No, he fucking mentioned it too. Yeah, he did.
So he mushed the juju on it.
I'm not mushing anything. I'm telling you what's about to happen.
He sprinkled his fucking madness. You know what I mean?
Like, what's his name? Dave Chappelle? Sprinkle a little crack on it?
That's it, baby. A little sprinkle.
All right, let's move on. You guys are out of control. Arnold, next fight, Arnold Allen and Mads Burnell. Now, Arnold Allen, if you do your tape research, is the guy who beat Amirkhani of the Finland Prince or whatever the hell you're calling him. He beat him by decision last time out.
Right.
Allen's tough. He's a boxer, wrestler, southpaw. Likes to clinch up. Good trips against the cage. On the ground, top control. He's got elbows. He's got knees. Very active left hand.
12-1, right?
Mads Burnell, by contrary, I think there's great value on him. He's still young. These guys are both 24 years old. Burnell kind of got beat up his last time out in the first round. The next two rounds, he basically made it a wrestling grappling match and was able to win both rounds and win by decision. So I can see a lot of rolling in this. I see a lot of wrestling, a lot of clinch work against the cage. I think if it stays on the feet and they start throwing hands, I think Arnold Allen is going to get the best of him. And I think Arnold Allen, I believe he's a local guy from England, but I believe he trains at TriStar.
Yes, he is the hometown guy.
But I think he trains at TriStar with Faraz Zahabi, who's Jiu-Jitsu Drew's boy. He could have made it on tonight, but I'm pretty sure that's he trains at TriStar. So what do you guys think of this fight?
No homo. All right, go ahead, Mike.
I'm taking a look at it right now. I like Allen. I mean, his only I guess not downfall, but what I'm really uncomfortable with, his last 4 fights he's won, but he's only had 1 fight each fucking year. 2014, 15, 16, 17.
I think he's had some injuries.
Well, that's the only thing that kind of gives me a iffy feeling, but I'm going with the hometown guy. I think that's
Allen method of victory.
I want to say submission.
Allen by
knockout.
Allen by knockout?
Allen by knockout.
I really like Mads Burnell on DraftKings. He's priced at $7K, which I think this price is just off on DraftKings. So I really like his price in DraftKings, but I really think Allen's going to win. I think Allen's going to win by decision. I think
if it goes decision, I think the home crowd is going to give it to him, unless his fucking face looks like Will Smith from Hitch.
But even then, man, like being the hometown guy goes real far.
Oh hell yeah!
You get a lot of juice out of that too, man. Especially in fighting. I mean, you guys play sports and stuff like that. It's not. In this, it's definitely different. Definitely way bigger. You're fighting.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got a point. I mean, well, a couple of weeks ago they were in Brazil, and how many cards? How many fights were on from guys and females from Brazil? That gets your juice pumped to perform in front of your fucking country, let alone your hometown.
You come up with that stuff that you don't even know you had when you're at home.
Exactly.
Well, listen, I don't disagree with the who's going to win this fight. I think it's going to go to decision, only because Mads. I think that he's going to wrestle him. He's going to wrestle fuck his leg. And I think that
wrestle fuck. I love that word. You said that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna wrestle fuck him. And that's basically what it's gonna come down to. So if he's gonna do that, it's gonna go to decision. And I think
Amirkhani,
I see this fight.
Was wrestling
a lot of transitions though in this fight. A lot of transitions from clinch to the ground. Trying to lock up submissions and doing different stuff, ground and pound. I see that all happen here. So let's move on to the next fight, the biggest line of the night. Neil Magny, I can update the line, but when I wrote it down, it was -620. He was supposed to fight. Who's he supposed to fight here? Local guy, submission guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Craig White.
No, that's who he's fighting. But
that's my boy.
Craig White is stepping in for. Oh my goodness, I could see his face and I can't think of his. I'll figure it out in a second. But Neil Magny was supposed to have a fight against a guy very similar to Craig White. Goes for submissions, decent striker, goes for submissions. He's fought in big fights too. I'm going to get his name in a second. Craig White is a local guy. He's from Cage Warriors. He's in on about 10, 12 days notice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
And again, he fought 2 months ago, but he's only in on 10, 12 days notice. He's tough, but if you look on Tapology and you look at all his finishes, I did see him fight. He's coming off a four fight win streak. Everything finishes in the first or second round. All right, either he gets finished or he finishes. The last 4 fights, he's finished. I believe it was the second round last fight, early in the second round. He was kind of getting punished up against the cage. The guy got the best of him in the clinch, brought him down, basically had him hunched over against the cage. The guy put his neck down. You know, Craig White snatched his neck, and that was the end of that submission. You know what I mean? So he's dangerous off the ground. He's dangerous off his back. Neil Magny, though, I think with his reach is going to be able to get the best of Craig White. But as I said before, I had a couple conversations with people on Twitter. I think Craig White is going to fall on his sword here within the first 7 or 8 minutes. I think the 1.5 rounds is the perfect over-under. And I think it's going to happen in the second round, right around, you know, that half a round. Right by the middle of the round, somebody's going out. I think it's going to be Craig White. I think Neil Magny is going to get him. But what do you guys think?
I was telling you about this guy, Craig White. Listen, this guy, Craig White, Steve's boy. He doesn't know it yet, but when Craig White takes this fight, you guys are going to look around and they're going to be like, this is where you heard it.
By submission or KO?
By KO.
By KO. I'm writing this shit down.
KO.
Yeah, you better
First
write
or
that shit
second?
down.
Second. I like it, right? I know what you're saying. I think the real thing here is, even though I guess the guy that Magny was going to fight is similar to Craig White, it's the guy's on 10 days notice, man. As much as it's a disadvantage for Craig White or an advantage, you're just fighting a guy you don't know all of a sudden. Yeah, you didn't watch tape on this guy. You watched tape on the other guy. I mean, that's enough. Craig White's home. He's coming off a couple of wins, even in a lesser organization, but he's got some momentum. Like what?
By the way, he was supposed to fight Gunnar Nelson. That's who Neil Magny was supposed to fight, Gunnar Nelson, which would have been a pretty good fight. That was supposed to be the co-main event.
Okay.
Is he a little older, Gunnar Nelson? He's been around,
Gunnar,
right?
I'll look it up right now for you. Let me look this up. Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar is 29.
Oh,
he maybe looks a little bit older than he is, but he's 29 years old.
Oh, this guy trains with Connor. He trains with Connor, right?
Magny's 30, so it would have been a good one, like you said.
Yeah, Magny's 30.
I would have taken Gunnar. I just look at this guy's face and knowing who he is. I'd take Gunnar Nelson in 3.5 like that.
I think you just
He's
hate
a killer.
Magny.
No, yo, stop it.
Yeah,
This is what Steve said. Dude, Steve said this the other day.
What are you pissing your cornflakes or something? What the hell's going on?
No, all I'm saying is, Gunnar Nelson. You know Gunnar Nelson's no joke. Why he's the Icelandic maniac? You know he's gonna come. He's coming.
You kind of look like him with the beard and shit. We're gonna call you Gunnar.
Mike.
We're watching the fights. We're watching the fights on Sunday on my place, so I'm calling you Gunnar from now on.
Yeah, and you know what the best part about it is, Will?
What's up?
The fights are at 9 a.m.
The first
my
fight
God.
At 9 a.m.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Bloody Mary's.
So we gonna be drinking Bloody Mary my ass.
He said it, Taylor ham and cheese. He said it, man.
Well,
that's fine too. I don't mind Taylor.
That's the food of choice. That's not the drink of choice.
You gotta have Taylor ham and cheese. That's the shit.
Egg and cheese, baby, for breakfast.
All right, so I'm not even
I
gonna
wish you
say
was fighting Gunnar.
Right now, I'm gonna let you guys go at it, and then I'll come in and just clean up the mess that you create. So the last fight of the night is Stephen Thompson versus Darren Till.
All right, hold on for a minute. You didn't let me put in my fucking decision for the last fight. Yeah, fuck. You see, yo, I'm high, but I'm focused. I
assumed it was Magny.
I did, but I'm taking Magny for a first round knockout.
That's exactly what I'm going with.
And you guys are going with that. Can I guess why you're going with that? Because this guy's been fighting.
It's
coming off short. It's going on.
Exactly. And the guy, like you said, I like the reach advantage, and he's not afraid to fucking use his hands.
You done, Mike, or you got more shit to talk? What do you got?
Craig White. That's all I'm saying.
I wrote it down.
I'm ready next.
You can put your pick 'em picks in. All right, so I'm just updating the line here because the line I have has changed. So when this fight, I'm not gonna say when it opened, but earlier this week, Darren Till was plus 130, plus 140, something like that. I think it was plus 140. Stephen Thompson was minus 150. All right, that's when I saw it when I started tracking it earlier in the week. Currently, that line is flipped. Darren Till is minus 125, and Stephen Thompson is plus 105. Now, the best part about this fight is no two people, although there's only two sides here, but you put two people in a room, it just seems that one guy's taking Till and one guy's taking Thompson. So it started arguments on Twitter, on every podcast, everything that I've listened to today during the week, early in the week. Yesterday, I did an interview with a guy, Jason, who's an MMA writer. We were also throwing it around. I'm going back and forth, so I'm going to throw it at you guys. What do you have? Who's going to win this fight? Method of victory.
Go ahead, Mikey. I hear you. Go ahead, Mikey. Yeah. I want to feed off the fire.
Darren Till.
I'm so happy you said that because Thompson's gonna whoop his ass and give him his first fucking loss.
Oh my god, bro! You must not be watching the same fights.
Listen, we're gonna be watching the same fights at 9:00 a.m. Remember that.
If you watch the Thompson fight when Thompson was fighting Woodley. By the way, I want to bring that up. That one in New York, 205 in New York.
Right.
Correct.
That was a draw.
That was a draw.
I'll be honest. I kind of think Stephen Thompson probably won the fight, but didn't get the belt because he didn't beat him decisively. But
Thompson won 3 of those 5 rounds, right? And one of the rounds was scored 10-8 for Woodley when he got the knockdown.
It was all I know is the final score was 47-47, 47-47, and 47-48. And they came in and they said it was a
majority draw. Majority draw.
Or something like that. But they gave it to
Woodley.
Not Thompson. Wait, they gave it to Woodley originally, and then they come and they check the scorecard and they're like, all right, we'll make it a draw now. He retains the belt anyway.
All right.
So I mean, they could have that fight again, but
they had that fight.
Well, they did. They had part 2,
but again,
and he lost by decision. Majority decision again.
I think the same is going to play here. I think probably Thompson is going to just be kicking away until he's going to be looking for somewhat of a takedown to get close to drop that elbow. I don't know if it's going to be in the first round, the second round, the third round, but if he's going to beat him, it's going to be early because, it also too it really depends on Darren Till's weight cut. If his weight cut goes well, he should be fine because he cuts a lot. He's cutting from 200, right?
He's cutting from probably 205.
And I like Darren Till, but it's got to be early if it's Darren Till. But he's coming in. We saw that article the other day about what was it, Steve? The article about the weight cut, where it was coming from, and if you're putting the juice back on, not the juice, the weight back on when you get into the fight. You're also going to be more tired as the rounds go later, but you're also going to be, I guess, you're going to have more strength. And if you watch those fights, when he was taking shots from Woodley, it didn't take many shots for Thompson to get roughed up. I mean, he does keep coming, but how much damage is he really dealing? If it goes later, it could be Thompson, but I think Till early, no question. Till early, zero question. And it's funny, I was watching something because I compared it to McGregor to you, like just the way he was as a fighter with the dance and even the way he felt. Like I believe that he believes he's that good. Like because I'm watching him, I'm just kind of just watching him talk. I believe that he believes that. So that's a scary thing when you are that confident late. He kind of almost knows that Thompson ain't gonna knock him out. So when you say Thompson, man, your boy could dance around. He could do all the ballerina he wants, but if he's just point fighting him, it's kind of, he might take a round off Till, but if it goes 5, maybe he comes back in FS1 strong. But I think it's more likely to be early.
It's not going 5.
Early
It's going.
Till.
It's going 4. Thompson.
What?
4 rounds.
He's gonna dance around like you said. He's gonna fucking treat him like a punching bag.
All right, hold on. Before we keep talking shit, I'm writing this down. Michael, you're going Till by in what round?
I feel like the early middle of the second. The early middle of the second. I really think that he's going to grab a hold of Thompson's kicks, and that's how he's going to get him to get close, kind of like what Woodley was doing. And when he gets on him, he's going to be okay. He'll be fine on him. All he's trying to do is stop stop Thompson from using his feet. Once he does that, it's proven that guy is just he's not good on the ground, man. He's really not that good on the ground. And if Till drops that elbow, the short distance elbow, which he loves, which we were talking about the other day, that elbow's going to hurt him in a lot of bad ways.
Good luck.
Well, let's talk about some bets here. I'm a little behind on my DraftKings. Neil Magny, I think, is a great DraftKings play. I think he's getting that early first or second round knockout. And if you like Craig White, I think he's a great GPP play on DraftKings. Magny, you can go cash or GPP because I really think that he's going to win. So that's a great GPP play. In this fight, with the odds value right now, Till's going to be very, very popular. Definitely in GPPs, probably in cash too. Thompson, I think, is more of a GPP play, but the issue with Thompson, even if he does win this fight, how's he going to win? Most likely by decision. And if that does happen, how is he going to score on DraftKings? I don't think he's going to score very well. So based on our predictions right now, the over-under is 3.5 rounds. Again, this is a 5-round fight. The over-under is 3.5 rounds. There's some concern whether Till can make the 5-round distance. But the over-under 3.5 rounds is priced at -110. So you're basically just playing the VIG, whether you go over or under. So, Will, based on Thompson, 4th round, would you go over or under 3.5?
I'll take the over, especially 4th round. I like the stamina. You gotta have stamina to run around in this octagon. Michael's over there laughing like if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I love it.
I think it's hysterical. I think we're going to see something. Listen, I think we're going to see something that we don't expect. We were talking about levels the other day to the game in general, and I kind of think about it when I think about poker. I think about it this way: if you're a guy, you're in your your 30s, your 40s, whatever, and I'm a younger guy coming up, my early 20s. I think maybe I've seen more hands, or I see more different strategies because I can there's more out there for me to catch. How do I explain it? So Thompson, he can watch Thompson, and he's younger and he can learn faster than I feel like Thompson could. When you're at the top like that, even though you're learning and changing, these guys who are younger, just watch you and know what you've gone through. So they can go through it quicker than you and before, younger than you. I can't. Does it make any sense of what I'm saying?
I get it.
Somewhat, yeah.
And I think I can't necessarily explain it that well, but I think that Darren Till is aware of a guy like Stephen Thompson and is aware he exists, and being as young as he is, he can train for that level early, and he's been doing it. He
16-0 is not easy. 16-0.
And listen, he went when I watched him go in his fights in the 3 rounds. He was going through 3 rounds. He wasn't just gassed out at the end of the 3rd. He was going through the rounds. So, is he capable? Yeah, I think he's capable of going a distance. I don't think it will. I think that his shots are going to be a lot more than Thompson can handle, and it's not because I watched him clobber Cerrone. It's just because I know what he's cutting from, and what weight he's cutting from, and Thompson better not let him get close, man. He better not let him catch a kick. He better not let him just. I pray for him. I pray for him in this spot. I really do. I got under Darren Till, middle of the second, elbow to the face.
All right, so here's what I'm going to give you right now. You ready? This is my analysis. I've tried not to. Tried to keep quiet, but here it is. First of all, anybody that follows me on Twitter, again, my Twitter information is in the write-up for this YouTube video, so you can get my Twitter information. But I put out my DraftKings plays today, and I put a little notice in my DraftKings plays. This is what I found on tape. When this happened against Masvidal, and it's happened in other fights. I watched the Rory McDonald fight. I'm talking Thompson now. Against Masvidal, against Rory McDonald, against Woodley. He likes to close distance. And again, to me, it's all about footwork. And as a basketball player, I appreciate the footwork. But what he was able to do is he's able to take either his left or right foot, whichever way he's going to basically jab fake first. And he's able to close distance by stepping on the outside of their outside foot, leading with that hand. And then the second step is with their inside foot to, again, the fighter's outside foot, who's now shifted body weight, to then throw a 1-2, a wide 1-2. So he's basically stepping left, coming in with a left, then stepping wide right, coming in with a wide right. That's actually how he knocks down Masvidal. I believe it was in the second round. It was either late in the first round or in the second round.
Third round.
That's how he rocks down. Did you watch it? That's how he knocks down Masvidal in their fight. And catches him a couple times. I'm talking he probably did it 3 or 4 times each round. Use that specific footwork to close distance. All Darren Till needs to do when he comes in like that is throw a hard left right down the middle. Because, again, what winds up happening is because he steps wide to his left and wide to his right, he's balanced and planted with those 2 feet. You know what I mean? You can't now step again. You can't have a third step with your feet that wide. You know what I mean? His feet get kind of outside his shoulders. So now what winds up happening is his head is going to be there right on the center line. So although he took his first step left or right, because he'll do it to both hands, because he's very good changing, going southpaw, going back traditional stance. I think Darren Till just needs to read that, pick up on that timing, and throw a hard left hand right down the pipe, and I think he's going to knock him down. I don't think he's knocking Thompson out, but I'm going to go I'm going to go Darren Till by decision, and that pays plus 345. Darren Till by decision, local decision in Liverpool, plus 345. I think Darren Till is going to be able to make the distance. I don't think he's going to gas. I think he's going to fight a smart fight. I think he's going to point fight him. And the only thing that concerns me is in the first round if Stephen Thompson is able to get off a little bit. If he's able to get off a little bit, I don't know if Till's going to be able to stay patient in the second round. If Till's able to get off a little bit in the first round, I feel very confident that he'll ride that to a 5-round decision. And I'm telling you, I think he wants to prove that he can beat Stephen Thompson the way that everybody's saying he can't beat Stephen Thompson. He wants to outfight him. He wants to outstrike him. He wants to use his style against him. So that's my word.
Pretty much.
I think this Darren Till actually used the word in his press conference today. I put it in my article before I even saw it, but it's going to be a striking chess match. And that's the difference right there. If Darren Till can handle that footwork with his, 2-punch combination, or Stephen Thompson will even come in with that wide footwork, come in with a 2-punch and a kick combination. If he can handle that, I think he has this fight. But I tell you one thing about Darren Till. That right leg, his lead leg, is very available to be kicked. Boyan actually kicked the shit out of that lead leg. And I think Stephen Thompson would be very, very smart to attack that lead leg and kind of cut him down, slow him down a little bit. But again, Darren Till's a master of Muay Thai. I think he's going to I think that's his advantage. I think he's going to use it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No doubt.
So we're good.
Probably couldn't have said it better. Listen, It is
Thompson
what it is,
fourth,
right?
huh? I'm going Till by decision,
round.
and again, I like the bet. I like the plus.
I got Till in the second.
I got you for Till in the second. And again, we have a pick'em league, so everybody can play in our pick'em league if they want to. I have a DraftKings league that I'll be tweeting out. These guys will be in the pick'em league. I was pretty bad last week. I went from 10-3 in Brazil, and then last week I was 6-7. So it was a bad week for me.
Yeah, it was a real bad week for you.
So we got 11 fights. I think I'm getting 10 wins this week, though.
What's the one bet on the whole card? What do you got to pick? Will, first, I want to hear it.
One bet on the whole card?
One bet on the whole card.
You got to pick one.
Like
you got to pick
event?
one. Yeah, over, under, decision. One guaranteed winner to give everybody.
You know what? I'm going with the Arnold Allen fight.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with.
Your boy Allen?
I'm going with the hometown boy.
All right.
I advise people to really, really consider that one.
I'll give you a couple bets that I like. First of all, I just told you I like that Till bet. You know, it's a prop bet, maybe quarter unit bet. Spicely Stewart, fight does not go to decision. One of the guys I follow on Twitter, I got into the conversation on Twitter before, but he presented it, but I do really like that. Neil Magny and White under 1.5 rounds. I do really like that bet under 1.5, and I think that's a bet on Magny basically. But I think that'll come in. And on the undercard, Kelly and Breeze. I think Breeze knocks him out in under 2.5 rounds. So I take the under.
With that left.
And that's plus
you
money.
Said with that left and Breeze. We never talked about that left of Tom Breeze today.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was on the undercard, so I covered that in my solo pod. But
yeah.
I like Breeze with that left early in that, possibly first round. So, and that's actually paying I believe it's plus 135.
For the knockout?
No, under 1.5. Or under 2.5. Under 2.5, Breeze and
I got plus 140
Kelly,
over here.
I believe is under 2.5. I believe it's plus 135. I could look it up right now.
Yeah, it is. I got plus 140. That's sweet.
Yeah, I like that line.
All right.
So I think it's going to end in a knockout. And then if Kelly does happen to catch him, you got that covered too with the under 2.5. So I like that one a lot. All right, we good for the night?
Just don't forget about Darren Till.
No, I'm not forgetting about Darren Till.
That's my number one. That's my free one, guys. Darren Till and the under in the Craig White Neil Magny fight. Under in that, and Darren Till. That's it. That's all you need to know. We'll pick those two.
Yo, I didn't know you knew sign language, kid.
Both winning.
You knows all the sign language. I love it.
That's what's up.
That's all I got for you.
That's the Jersey Boys podcast. That's all we got for this time. Good luck. We hope you win your bets. We hope you win the DraftKings GPP contest if you can, and get in our contest, get in our Pick'em League.